Uh, Year ends, we are coming to the end of this year, are usually a time for introspection, and 2022 clearly offers a lot of food for thought. On the bright side, humanity seems to be finally putting the horrors of COVID behind it. The rest of the story for the year is perhaps not so bright. The specter of war and geopolitical tension has reared its head again. We were told, in terms of economies, we were told in the late 1990s that the business cycles were dead and inflation has been conquered. After the financial crisis in advanced economy, the focus shifted to deflation, how to get out of deflation, how to actually create inflation. When 2021 was drawing to a close, the consensus among policymakers was that rising prices was a transient episode globally. That changed fast as inflation zoomed to multi-decade highs in many advanced economies and was back in contention as the primary macroeconomic problem to be fixed. Rising interest rates, volatile exchange rates, led by a strong dollar, and the consequent rise in debt burden, especially of sovereigns, has turned the narrative on its head. Inflation, it would appear, is giving a reality check to us all, policymakers and economists alike. In the much narrower world of fintech, with a much shorter history, one story, the story of cryptocurrencies, runs somewhat in parallel. We were closing 2021 with a narrative that finance as we know it, and as it's called in that lingo, TradFi, was slow, inefficient, and clumsy. And DeFi, decentralized finance, or DAOs, decentralized autonomous organizations, was the path forward, riding on cryptocurrencies with their blockchain technology. Crypto prices, in their own jargon, were mooning, and investors were holding on for dear life, again using their terminology. Since May 2022, cryptos have lost some of the shine. They have lost about 2/3 of their value, and failure of some big entities there is seeing the ecosystem basically unraveling. The technology that heralded the end of governments, that was the underlying philosophy of cryptos, and regulators and intermediaries, is now frantically seeking to be regulated. Arthur Clarke, the science fiction writer, once said, all of you know that, of course, any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. He would have perhaps used the word voodoo if he were to go by the promises peddled by crypto boosters. But crypto technology, of which cryptocurrencies is but one use case, is just one strand of the wider world of fintech. Financial sector has been going through a process optimization using technology throughout its history. Over the course of the 1980s and 1990s, banks in India have evolved through advanced ledger posting machines. Many young ones here would probably not remember that, to database management systems, to concepts like total branch automation, and finally to core banking solutions. A logical extension of this journey, as internet and mobile phone connectivity exploded, were internet and mobile banking. As of October 2022, there were approximately 33 crore active users of mobile banking services and approximately 7.5 crore active users of internet banking services.